This guy really seems like he's from the future. It's Elon Musk. He came onto the scene when combustion engine cars totally ruled the roads. With Tesla, he totally changed the car industry. He's making Mars colonization a seemingly impossible dream, a real possibility through SpaceX.
This is absolutely insane!
And even though he usually supported the Democrats, as if he knew Trump would become president in 2024.
All in.
He went all in on Trump, betting everything. How could he do this? And how will America change because of him? By looking at his life, we can find the answer. In June 1971, Pretoria, South Africa, a child was born. His name is Elon Musk. As a child, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His father, Elon Musk, was a successful engineer businessman with emerald mine rights. His mother, May Musk, was a stunningly beautiful model. And she is still actively working as a model. Parents usually wonder if their child is a genius. They think about it. Elon's mom was no exception.
I would say from the age of 3, I thought he was a genius.
Elon really was a genius. From age 3, he could have rational conversations with adults. Born rich and a genius. He must have been so happy, right? But it was the opposite, because of his father's violence.
Getting knocked about was pretty normal.
He endured frequent verbal and physical abuse.
My father has serious issues. It was very violent.
And Elon was bullied at school. In school, because of his personality, a know-it-all, he was severely bullied. Once he was beaten unconscious and almost died.
I mean, I was almost beaten to death within an inch of my life at one point.
During this difficult time, his parents also got divorced, and he couldn't even find meaning in life.
When I was, about 11 or 12 years old, there just didn't seem to be any meaning in the world. Like, no meaning to life.
His only escape was reading. Elon started reading 10 hours a day, and instead of interacting with others, he learned about and understood the world through books. That's how at 12, he read books on all religions and philosophy.
I actually tried to read all the religious texts. Then I started getting into the philosophy books.
Later, he read a science fiction novel.
But then I read Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is really a book on philosophy disguised as humor.
Was it from this point on, Elon became immersed in fantasy and science fiction and began to ponder the future of humanity and dream about space. Another hobby he got into during that time was coding. He would code all night.
I taught myself how to program computers when I was a kid and sold my first commercial program when I was 12.
He created a shooting game that destroyed spaceships and even sold it to a gaming magazine. After graduating high school, he decided to leave South Africa, where violence was commonplace, and his father. He went through Canada to the United States. In 1995, he entered the physics doctoral program at Stanford University, a top school in the East. But after just 2 days, he dropped out. It was the dot-com boom, and Elon felt that starting a business as soon as possible was better than continuing his studies.
There's no need even to have a college degree. At all, but it's not necessarily the case.
So Elon started an internet startup called Zip2 with his brother. It was like creating something like Google Maps. 30 years ago, it was innovative. And he, with his brother, rented an office instead of getting an apartment and worked day and night.
Actually, I got a cheaper office than I could get a place to stay, and then I just sort of slept on the futon and showered at the YMCA on Page Mullen.
Was it because he worked so hard? 4 years later, in 1999, Elon sold Zip2 for $170 million, and overnight, he had $22 million in cash.
Just 3 years ago, I was showering at the Y and sleeping on the office floor, and now, obviously, I've got a $1 million car and quite a few creature comforts.
At the young age of 27, if you make a lot of money, you might want to enjoy it and splurge. But Elon Musk was different. He reinvested in a new field. That is the online financial market. The internet already existed, so he wondered if it was necessary to go to a bank to do banking. So he founded X.com, an online bank.
So this is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry.
Merging with Peter Thiel's Confinity, Elon Musk's dismissal, renaming the company to PayPal and so on. There were many twists and turns, but
eBay is shelling out $1.5 billion for PayPal, a popular system used by web surfers to pay their bills.
Elon Musk, the largest shareholder, ended up with $250 million. It was a massive success. From then on, Elon Musk's goal was no longer money. He's now focused on the coolest thing in the world, the greatest thing for humanity's future, that is going to Mars.
Civilization on Mars, it would be the greatest adventure ever. So exciting to wake up in the morning and think that that's what's happening.
To go to Mars, you need a rocket. Elon decided to buy rockets cheaply from China and Russia and visited Russia 3 times. But they demanded an unreasonable price. They dismissed young Elon for talking about unrealistic things like Mars. They even spat on his shoes. After that futile trip, on the plane ride back, Elon shouted,
He says, fuck you both. I think we can build this rocket ourselves.
That is how Elon Musk ended up creating SpaceX himself. Around that time, he took on another endeavor. In 2004, he invested in Tesla. It was a company with an unproven, highly experimental EV. He began serving as chairman of the board. Until then, electric vehicles were just considered golf carts. Then suddenly, all on his own, he declared the future of EV.
Until we see every car on the road being electric, we will not stop. So, this is really just the beginning of the beginning.
Elon's plan was different from others. Previous EVs had focused on downsizing and weight reduction, like small cars or compact cars. Elon introduced the concept of a high-end sports electric car. First, he targeted the wealthy by creating a luxury electric car, the Roadster. Then he gradually expanded the market by making more affordable cars. It was quite a clever plan. He had tasted success in every business he touched, but this time was different. SpaceX's first completed rocket, the Falcon 1, failed after 25 seconds when its engine shut down.
And just moments ago, the Falcon 1 rocket, it's after takeoff, the rocket failed.
Later, in the second attempt, the second stage rocket malfunctioned, resulting in failure. And a year after that, another failure put SpaceX on the brink of bankruptcy.
We had the 3rd consecutive failure of the Falcon 1 rocket for SpaceX.
That's not all. Tesla was just as bad, a total mess. Despite his bold claims, no matter how much time passed, the car wasn't released to the market. Compared to the initial plan, development costs continued to snowball. Then it was revealed that the cost of the Roadster was higher than its selling price. As a result, many investors turned their backs on Tesla. And Tesla too was on the verge of bankruptcy. And this was just the beginning.
The American people are concerned about the situation in our financial markets and our economy, and I share their concerns.
To make matters worse, the global financial crisis hit, and during that time, Elon even got divorced. It was as if everything he had built, his wealth, his reputation, even his family was crumbling.
But suppose there was some tough times in 2008, end of 2008. How did you get through that period of crisis?
Yeah. Can we just break for a second?
Sure, of course.
With nothing left to lose, he launched his last spark of hope.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We're in stage 1.
Liftoff indication.
With this success, SpaceX barely escaped the jaws of death. Their technology was recognized, securing a $1.6 billion contract with NASA.
You had that 3rd failure in a row. Did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
Now, Elon worked hard to save Tesla. He stepped in as CEO himself, laid off 24% of the employees, and worked day and night on the factory floor tackling issues.
I'm available 24/7. Call me 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I don't care.
7 days a week, sleeping in the factory. I worked in the paint shop, general assembly, body shop.
Tesla was 2 days from bankruptcy. Just 2 days before, on Christmas Eve, Elon miraculously secured funding and saved Tesla.
6 p.m. Christmas Eve, 2008. It was the last hour of the last day that it was possible.
These two companies, he protected with his life achieved unbelievable success later. SpaceX developed the world's first reusable rocket.
Yeah, man. Oh my God.
They also made the world's most powerful rockets, the Falcon Heavy and Starship, greatly increasing the economic and technological value of the space industry. What about Tesla? From Model S, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y, Elon successfully sold them. It revolutionized the EV industry, becoming a true innovator. The company now leads in autonomous driving tech. And that's not all. It's as if he's seen the future. By leading brain-computer interface, humanoid robot, autonomous driving and AI companies, he's changing the world. How could Elon Musk do all this? One secret is his incredible work ethic.
And then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
As he got older, as time passed, he would work less, we thought.
My workload went up from about, 70 to 80 hours a week to probably 120.
Also, he values time a lot. So, he plans his own schedule, no secretary.
I do most of the scheduling myself. And the reason I do that is because it's impossible for someone else to know what the priorities are.
And one of time management secrets is something called time boxing.
I do generally try to divide a company so it's predominantly one company on one day. So today is a Tesla day, for example.
It's a way to separate daily tasks, assign time blocks, and get maximum results. Now, on to Elon Musk's love life. Even with his busy schedule, this genius was different. While running his companies, he dated fiercely. In 2000, he married a Canadian author, Justine Wilson, for his first marriage. However, due to his workaholism and various conflicts, the two divorced in 2008. Right after his divorce, Elon fell for British actress Tallulah Riley, and he went through marriage and divorce twice. It was a chaotic process. Later, he dated Johnny Depp's ex-wife, actress Amber Heard. This again caught public attention. Then, he dated Canadian pop singer Grimes, and they broke up in 2023. After all these relationships, how many children does he have in total?
How many kids do you have now?
I have 12.
What? He lost his first child from his first marriage at just 10 weeks old. Then through IVF, he had twins and triplets. That gave him 5 sons, and with Grimes, they had a son, and later through surrogacy, he had another son and a daughter. Then that's only 9, right? But why would Elon Musk say 12? Here's the shocking truth. An executive at Musk's company, Neuralink, Shivan Zilis, had 3 children with him. Musk told Shivan, declining birth rates are a threat to humanity's future, saying smart people should have more children. He even offered to donate his sperm. What nonsense, but she agreed. So, with his 12 children, he's confident and often talks about the birth rate.
I think one of the biggest risks to civilization is the low birth rate.
But you know what? Elon Musk is actually a well-known Democratic Party supporter.
In fact, I supported Biden, and before that Hillary, and before that Obama.
But why is he doing this? The reason is he has a serious conflict with the Biden administration. The Biden administration is pro-union. They started supporting other companies while excluding Tesla, a non-union company.
I think part of it might be that SpaceX is not unionized, and the Democratic Party in the US is fundamentally controlled by the union.
Regarding employment, they applied regulations to Tesla that were illegal either way.
If we hire anyone who's not a permanent resident, we go to prison. They're therefore not a permanent resident, but if we don't hire them, we also go to prison.
Another strong reason is, it's about his son's gender transition. Elon Musk said the reason his son had a gender transition during adolescence, a time when judgment isn't accurate, is because of radical ideological education and the Democratic Party's policies.
I lost my son, essentially. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
So Elon Musk bet everything on Trump.
All in.
Musk's gamble paid off. In the US presidential election, the hidden protagonist was Elon Musk. Afterwards, Trump appointed Elon Musk as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
Elon Musk is now at the center of innovation in US government operations. Actually, he has always criticized government operations. He said the US is going bankrupt.
Government spending is like bankrupting the country. We have to cut government spending, or we're just going to go bankrupt, just like a person would if that overspends.
What Elon Musk does best is exactly this, operational efficiency. At Tesla, he reduced the workforce by 24% and successfully made things cost efficient. Over at the newly acquired Twitter, he cut a massive 80% of the workforce while making sure to keep core functions running. He says that government efficiency is actually very easy.
I would like to say it's a hard job, but actually it's not because there's so much waste. So I actually think this is a fairly easy job.
He's aiming for a major restructuring of the US government and for budget cuts. And this much power could create a good environment for Elon's other businesses. How will he then set the boundaries between reforming the government and growing his own businesses? I'm curious about the future. Elon Musk almost seems like he's from the future. He's led innovation and achieved success. He's always said, even if failure is likely, if it's truly important, you just have to do it. Maybe this unwavering belief is the secret to his success.
How do you think about making a decision when everyone tells you this is a crazy idea? Or where do you get the internal strength to do that?
Well, first of all, I'd say I actually think I feel fear quite strongly. But there are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough that you do it in spite of the fear.
I think failure is bad. I don't think it's good. But if something's important enough, then you do it even though the risk of failure is high.
Today we looked into a man from the future, Elon Musk.